Hey everybody, welcome to another day of Golden Goblet. We're playing Riichi Mahjong today against 3 professionals who I got to stream snipe me. I mean, they're not stream sniping because I'm not streaming, but, you know, we're not playing against, you know, little, you know, it's not like when we played chess, let's put it that way. If you're not familiar with the rules of Riichi Mahjong, I apologize. It's going to be hard for you to understand this video, but we're gonna do our best anyway. Right now, I gotta be honest, this is like it's a pretty incredible hand. Without belaboring the point, I mean, I gotta tell you, it's been a bad Golden Goblet for me so far. We lost Yacht Dice, we won Backgammon. I don't know how we did in bowling, and we lost 6-ball puzzle in like 4 seconds, which is suboptimal. So it would be really nice to pick up some dubs today. This is a great hand, but the thing is, in Riichi Mahjong, only the person who gets their points first gets any points at all. So we got to make sure that, you know, if possible, we guide this one to greatness. Even though the hand is worth a lot right now, we are fairly far away. Come on, don't cheat me on that. Come on, you're gonna cheat on a 1, 2, 3 chip? Ridiculous. You're gonna open your hand for a 1, 2, 3? I'm not saying there's not situations where it might be relevant, but yeah, we're 2 to 10 pi, which means we're actually a distance away from completing our hand. We'll be looking for like a red 3. Would be really nice. We'll see. We want to dump this 9, almost certainly. Probably want to dump that green dragon tile at the end too. Still 2 to 10 pi, but now we could actually take like a blue 2 or another 5 or another 7. Okay, that's getting a little scarier. We will be looking, if possible, if somebody drops an east tile, we're gonna con the crap out of that, I think. Actually, now that I think about it, we should just be cheating and pawning like crazy right here. Which is just stealing other people's tiles when we get the chance. I need... Steven, I needed the green dragon, Steven. We probably should have dumped green instead of west, but whatever. Anyway, I love Riichi Mahjong. Honestly, I think Riichi Mahjong is probably the best game in the Clubhouse Games pack. I'm giving them a lot of credit. I mean, they didn't invent the game of Riichi Mahjong, but still. I think the game is... I think it's highly replayable. Big learning curve for sure. But this is the game where, like, skill and luck both have an incredible melange. You know what I mean? So Chip, I'll tell you, here's some analysis. Chip has a valid hand that could give him some points if he completes his hand. Because he has 3 red dragons. But he... I wanted to cheat that, Nans. Nons. This is dangerous. Odds of us completing our hand have gone way down. We actually don't want that one. Oh man, I hate discarding this though. So Chip is just going to be trying to complete his hand like a madman and take a little bit of some points off the table. We will chi that, and then we drop green dragon. Spicy drop in some circumstances. We're looking for a 5, a blue 5, a blue 7. Yo! And then we'll drop the 6 here. Then we need 3, though. That's like, it's a bad weight. Which basically, in poker terms, is like... Oh, it doesn't matter. So Steven completed his hand, and by roning, that means he sucks the points out of the person who discarded the tile he needed. So Chip, get out of here, Chip. We were close, though. From having an amazing starting hand, might have botched it a little bit on the way down. That's okay. So we're sitting south. I'll discard my west tile. What do I like here? Not a lot. We're pretty far from Tenpai. If we keep our hand closed, we can maybe complete something. We need some good draw, though. East is decent enough. Probably dump this 1 for now. So what are we looking for? Oh my god. I mean, we want to draw stuff, basically. So I wouldn't even think about looking for anything yet. Drawing an east, a south, or a red dragon would be nice. We're actually going to dump our east now because Steven on our left just discarded an east, which means there's only 2 east tiles remaining. Unlikely we will get both of those. So we will hold the south instead. Now we're looking for a south tile. If somebody discards that, we will pawn it and then just try to complete our hand as quickly as possible. That's my hypothesis. You know, there's the Third East. These are fast games. You don't want to, unless you get there early, you don't want to fish for anything too amazing. You know what? We're gonna pawn here. I'm gonna take a chance. My hope is, by pawning that, we still need a south tile. But historically speaking, these are known as honor tiles. Honor tiles get discarded fairly commonly. So I would think that we're okay to fish for this, but this could go terribly wrong. By the way, if you're watching the Mahjong, I appreciate it. It's not the most spectator-friendly sport if you don't know the rules. I'm far from an expert, but I do know to some extent what I'm doing, at least. It's a dangerous discard, but we're still pretty early in the game. Come on, somebody's got to be... You want to drop these south tiles. Somebody's holding on to south for no reason. I guarantee it. What do you got for me? We don't need to cheat that. We've already got it complete. All right, so green dragons. 3 of them have already been discarded. This is a dead tile. There's only 4 of each tile in the game. Okay, we will discard our red dragon. Because there's only 4 in the game, and holding one of those does nothing for us, so we can get rid of that. Come on, you got rid of the red dragon? Nobody's going to dump a south? Why wouldn't you dump a south here? Blanks are, or not blanks. White dragons are already pretty much gone. What are we looking for? A 4 or a 9? No, even the 9 doesn't really do it for us. This is dangerous. Every time we go through everybody's hand and nobody drops the south, I'm very disappointed. It's such a low value tile. You know what? I actually will chi that. This is a little spicy. In order for these chis to actually be worth it for us, we do need somebody to dump the south tile. So we're making a really big gamble that somebody's going to get rid of it. But it's pretty likely, unless we're playing with some sharks. It's pretty likely. So a south tile is enormous. A red 6 is good. A blue 7 is good. Even a blue 8 is okay. Blue 7s, I see that 1 has been discarded at least. It's a dangerous drop. Don't wrong me. I just beg, for you to not wrong me. Thank you, thank you. Who'd you drop a north tile? It's hard not to feel persecuted here. Oh my god. Should have kept the 4 and the 5 apparently. It's very dangerous. Come on, somebody's drawing this south tile. The reason, there's a couple of reasons somebody might not discard south. One would be it hasn't been drawn yet. We have to pawn it. And 7 or south, or 6 or 9. I mean, in order to complete a hand, I think we need to dump this, but it's a very dangerous dump. Don't. The other reasons could be, so someone could be holding a pair and then they don't want to discard because they're doing the same thing I'm doing and just waiting for one. The other thing would be maybe one of them is still to be drawn and one of them is in the wall, which is how you determine the bonus tiles. Every time. Every tile we discard, somebody gets to choose whether to chi or pawn it right now, apparently. Come on. Come on. You know, what are you holding south for? You dump an east tile. It's dangerous, but I don't play this game defensively. We almost got into great comedic timing territory there. I am actually stunned. If this game ends, all tiles drawn, no south tiles dropped, I'm going to be devastated. Go ahead. Go ahead. I would consider it so unlikely to not have a south drop. Don't do it. Chi. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Nobody cares about a chi. Drop that south tile. Oh, please, it's our last chance. Tenpai. I don't believe it. I actually don't believe it. Anyway, we still get some points because we're in Tenpai. But who had the south, dude? Who's screwing us? By holding south when they're not sitting south. Because it's worth points for us. Okay, so I'll tell you. I'm going to drop this blank. The north tiles don't do anything for us, but they can still make up a pair or a triplet in our hand, so I'm not sweating it. Next discard, in my opinion, is this 9. This is not doing anything for us in our hand right now. This is an okay starting hand. I would say maybe even a little above average. 1 red dragon's been dropped. We'll drop this. Our 4 is not doing anything. Our red 4, I should say, is not doing anything for us. Would love to see a 1 or a 4 of green. Would love to see a 3, 6, 8, 9 of blue. Would love to see a north tile, although I probably would not open my hand for it. Slash definitely would not open my hand for it. 6 is okay. But what do you drop to make it work? I know that seems weird, but we already have a bunch of pairs in our hand. I don't know, maybe that was terrible. It took us further away from where we wanted to go, but I think it made it easier to get there, if that makes sense. I don't know. I would consider that a mistake. We probably should have kept that instead of the 6. Alright, don't get rattled. Here's the thing. You can make misplays of Mahjong, and on a small enough sample size, still come away feeling like you're doing pretty well for yourself. I'm going to be honest. I think it's easier to complete our runs like this. Normally, you don't want to move backwards from Tempai, but it happens from time to time. Alright, so we're 2 from Tempai. A 1, a 4, a 6 of bamboo. I mean, I would take our 7 back. Everybody's dumping a lot of red, too. 3, 4, 5. A 6 or an 8 or a 9 of blue. A north tile. Okay, Ricci means we got to be very careful. Ideally, we would like to drop stuff that they've already dropped so that they can't win off of us. And Steven, he's a real player. He was in Dan's game earlier today. Me and he. The question is, are we playing for second or do we want to win? Well, we want to win. However, that's such a bad discard. However, if you... sometimes winning means letting the person who's about to win steal points from somebody else. Instead of you, if they have a huge advantage. But Steven, I mean, he's a ball player. Steven knows what he's doing on the Mahjong court. With only 14 tiles, it's fairly likely that he won't be able to complete his hand. We would be... Ideally, we would get into Tempai. Look at how many south tiles get discarded here, by the way. So I think we dump this 1. And then we're 1 from Tempai. North, 9. Blue 9, specifically. Well, I mean, we'll dump the 1. Don't Ron me off that. That'd be devastating. Just getting into Tempai might be enough to get us some points. That won't do it. That won't do it. It's a scary discard. Honestly, I don't think we're getting into Tempai. Oh, no, don't, Steve. Oh, thank God. I just, like... I thought about discarding safely, but I kind of ran out of time. Trying to see what Steven's discarded. 2 and an 8. We'll discard it 2 then. We're not going to get into Tempai. We might as well protect ourselves from getting Ron'd. Alright, so we're actually in, like, really scary territory here. Because if Steven wins 2 more times in a row, I think the game's just over. But there's not a big point discrepancy right now. Whoa, this is a crazy hand, dude. We should not. We already have it in hand, so let's keep our hand closed. We're going to dump this red dragon. You don't get more points for having 4 of them. So I think it was the right decision here. Now, to get some east tiles would also be crazy good. It would be crazy good. Just give me some more time, please, okay? I got to think about this. Because the east tile is kind of the appropriate dump. I'm going to do it. It's... Oh, don't pwn me on that. Ah! Well, it's okay. We would have had to discard it at some point. If he was holding 2, we'd have to discard it at some point anyway. It's always less risky to discard that stuff early, I think, because, you know, gives less time to naturally draw the pair that you could use to actually grab the rest. You know, we should pawn like a madman right here. So what are we looking for? A 7 or a 3 of red. We can also rework our whole weight situation here. And make it a little easier. Because that's not a great weight, but it's so early. A 7 or a 3 of red discarded by Steven, ideally. Or drawn by us. So it's a nasty dump. Phrasing.
Chi.
That's fine. I don't sweat that chi. We're just, because we have points in hand, because of our 3 dragons, we're really just trying to complete our hand as soon as possible. Honestly, another big get would be drawing a 5 of red would be very solid. Just the luck has not really been on our side so far, but it's still early. It's only technically the second hand of the game, well, second seed of the game. It goes till East 4, and we're only on East 2. No, we don't cheat that. Thank God. Okay, so Nans is going hard. They're probably like 1 from Tempai or in Tempai right now. Don't roan me. Don't roan me.
Chi.
Okay, that's... people are calling like their lives depend on it right now.
Grichi.
Oh my lord, dude. We gotta... Everybody's in Richi or Tempai, I think. Except maybe Chip and myself. So this is a hard one to win, but at some point we gotta play to try to get some points. So we needed... Oh! That's great news. Okay, so the person in last is sucking some points from the person in first. And all of a sudden, this game just got reshuffled a little bit, and Steven doesn't just win off of the deal, which is great news. Alright, so we're on East 3. This is a truly horrendous hand at present. Anytime you have a hand like this, people always go like, shoot for 13 orphans, which is like this insanely rare, like Exodia level hand. It's not impossible, but I don't know if it's high priority right now. All right, so we're doing fine. We're the dealer right now, so it's being the dealer is an advantage because if you win, you get to stay as the dealer. And it's also a disadvantage because if somebody draws the tile they need to win, they get points that get sucked off from you. So you gotta balance the good with the bad here. Okay, so I'd say we can start to think about our hand right now. Normally you would go for something called all simples, maybe if your hand is garbage. But all simples requires us to get rid of every single 1 and every single 9, which is like really tough because we have a lot of both of them. So we might be going for like the bare minimum, which would be keep your hand closed, never call chi, never call pon, get into Tempai, and then draw what you need. It's a shame we got rid of that dragon. We might have been able to make something happen there, but you know, that's the thing. You never know, right? So this is one where I would say we're playing a little cautiously for the time being. But hopefully that'll change. Really, you can tell how good someone's hand is by looking at their discard pile. If you see all honor tiles and terminals, you should be afraid. We maybe could have gone for a hand called all terminals and honors. Or like, there's terminals and honors, and then there's like half terminals and honors. Or pure terminals and honors, I should say. I think that it's a bit ambitious, but it is worth some points. It's worth some points. There's no doubt about that. But now we're 2 from Tempai. We're starting to get in there. And the game has been pretty close to the chest so far. Nobody's pogged off with incredible hands. We unfortunately just can't really do it. I think that was the right drop. So what are we looking for? A red 5 or 8. A blue 2, or sorry, a green 2, 7 or 8. Or a blue 1, 5, or 7. So we got lots of options. We just can't take it. I know you're like, why can't you take it? If we take it, we can't. Basically, there's a scorecard. You got to fulfill, you know, one of these conditions to fulfill your scorecard and actually be able to end your hand. If we open our hand, the number of conditions we can fulfill are very small. You knew that was coming. Anytime you're discarding an east wind that late in an east game, you gotta be on guard for that. That's incredibly lucky, quite frankly. I actually think we'll dump this 6. We're getting fairly close to all triples, but we said no to so many pawn. just to get into Ricci would be good enough. Come on, I need that. I need that. Pass that to Steven so that I can take that, please. Come on, we haven't let the people get pogged up at all, hither to this point. There's been no pogging. I haven't even won a hand. I'm begging you. I don't want you to drop something I need necessarily. I just need to drop myself. Oh, of course, Ricci. Hello. Nice to see you, Ricci. So I'm trying to think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 5 pairs. One of those pairs is a triple. Don't ruin me. Don't ruin me, Steven. Steven. If we discard one of our ones, we'll be at 5 pairs. 7 pairs is a Yaku, and it's worth 2 Han, which is pretty okay. Just discarded a 4. I don't know, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. You've sapped my will to live already. There's only 10 tiles left. This is the most, like, conservative game of Mahjong I've ever seen. I think we pawn, just because we're trying to get into Tenpai. Oh. If we get into Tenpai, we'll win some points and we get to stay as the dealer. Oh my god! That's not gonna help. That's not gonna help. Every time you discard late in the game, you got white knuckles. You might not feel it, but I feel it. At least... it's not Tenpai, it's not Tenpai. Ah! Come on, put me in Tenpai, you son of a gun. Put me in Tenpai. Put me in Tenpai! We lose 3,000 on that, I think. Yeah, because we have to pay out everybody else's freaking Tenpais, dude. That's terrible. All right, this is the final hand. We gotta get some points on the board. All right. This is not a bad hand, actually. 2 to Tenpai and 2 white dragons. We'll discard our west tile in all likelihood. We're 1 from Tenpai. We need a blue 4 or a white dragon, ideally. Another green 7 would be pretty good. Red 3 would get us there. We can't chi that, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Just trying to think about how we would look at this. I wanted to pause for a second there. I think you discard the 5. And really, this is one where, like, if I had a little bit more time, I'd like to puzzle it out. Because I think that it could have been worth it to get rid of the 1 instead. Or even the red 2 and the red 4. But, you know, the timer is a killer until this stuff becomes second nature. And it takes some time. So as of right now, we're in 3rd. We're certainly not trying to protect our 3rd place. We would love to... Moving into 1st is going to be tough. We'd have to pretty much Roan... Have a great hand, or alternatively, Roan Chip, who is the dealer right now, so that he loses points and I gain points. I would settle for just completing a hand and maybe moving up 1 position. Or even just moving up some points and getting some dopamine. Because this is not, and I'll level with you, it has not been the most exciting game of Ricci Mahjong. I like that move though, because we go 1, 2, 3. If we get another 3, then we have 2, 3, 4. It's kind of easier to complete the runs, but it's a spicy move. We probably should have just moved closer to, or stayed at the same level for Tenpai. Ah! And we tried the tile we just discarded. How dare you? How dare you, sir? This has been a cursed goblet for me thus far. I'm so mad. Where's the white dragon? I see a red dragon. I see 3 green dragons. You know what the situation probably is? Somebody is holding the other 2 white dragons. And they're like, all I need is somebody to drop one. We gotta be quick on the pawn. If somebody drops one, we gotta be quick on the pawn. Honest, sometimes like this just happens in Mahjong. To be honest with you, I think we actually do discard this. But sometimes you'll be playing Mahjong and like you'll have games where you just pog out of your gourd.
Pawn.
Getting that 7 is going to be real tough, but sure, let's swing for it. And sometimes you'll have games where like nothing is happening, you know? So really, this is going to seem controversial. There we go. We had to change what's called our weight. Because we were waiting for a bamboo 7. Pretty unlikely when we have 3 of them already spoken for. So the dream scenario, this should be okay. The dream scenario is Chip discards what I need. Oh my god, he did it. The fool. Now Chip, come on. Tell me this is a bigger hand than I think it is. It's not. Alright. Well, we came in 3rd. But at least we did something at the end. You know, it was an okay game, all things considered. We got some dopamine. I'm interested to see how everybody else does here. You might think because I have the most Mahjong experience, it's a lock that everyone else is going to come in last. That's not really how it works. You know, there's luck involved, and I mean, there's even luck for who loses the points. So we could easily come in 3rd today, both in the game and in the goblet, but it is what it is. It was fun nonetheless. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'll try to get you back tomorrow, and I'll see you next time. See ya!